You're pulled over. It's a routine stop. Maybe a tail light. Maybe you were going 5 over. The officer walks up, window goes down, and the first thing out of your mouth is 3 words that turn a 2-minute traffic stop into the worst night of your life. And here's the thing. You thought you were being honest. You thought you were being cooperative. You had no idea those words could be used against you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 phrases that legally armed Americans say every single day during traffic stops. Phrases that feel polite, feel cooperative, feel completely right, but that can destroy your legal standing the moment they leave your mouth. And for every single one, I'm going to give you the exact words to say instead. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely what to say, what not to say, and how to protect yourself calmly, legally, and respectfully the next time you're stopped. Now, number 3 on this list catches most people completely off guard. So stay with me through the whole video because skipping ahead could mean skipping the one that matters most for you. Before we go any further, everything in this video is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice. Laws vary significantly from state to state, and your specific situation may be different from what we cover here. Always consult a qualified attorney for guidance on your personal circumstances. Now, if you're new here and you care about understanding your rights as a legally armed American, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down real legal scenarios in plain English every single week, so you're never caught off guard. All right, let's get into it. Here's why this conversation matters right now more than ever. Courts across the country, including at the highest levels, have been reshaping how the law looks at your rights during police encounters. A 6-3 ideological divide on the bench means that decisions about self-incrimination, search and seizure, and the rights of armed citizens are being tested and redrawn. Now, that might sound technical, but here's what it means in real life. The words you use in the first 30 seconds of a police stop can either protect you under those rights or waive them entirely. And most people don't know the difference. That's what this video is about. The first phrase is the big one, and I know exactly what you're thinking when you hear it. The phrase is, "Yes, I have a gun." And your first instinct is probably, "Isn't that the honest thing to do? Doesn't full disclosure protect me?" Here's the practical takeaway. In many states, you are under no legal obligation to volunteer the presence of a firearm the moment an officer approaches your window. Now, this is critical. Some states do have what's called a duty to inform law, meaning you are legally required to disclose that you're carrying either when asked or in some cases proactively. But here's what this phrase gets wrong. Even in those states, saying, "Yes, I have a gun," flat, unframed, the very first thing out of your mouth, gives an officer no context, no calm, no control of the situation. It can trigger an immediate escalation that neither of you wanted. What you say instead is this: "Officer, I want to let you know I am a licensed carrier and I am cooperating fully with you today. How would you like me to proceed?" You're not hiding anything. You're giving the officer control of the situation while protecting your own composure and your legal standing. And this is the part most people miss. That phrasing signals calm, signals compliance, and signals that you know your rights all at the same time. This varies by state, so verify your local duty to inform law. I'll show you exactly how to do that before this video ends. Now, if that one surprised you, stay with me because phrase number 2 is something I hear from responsible, experienced carriers all the time. People who think they're doing the right thing, and it can make your situation significantly worse. The phrase is "it's in the glove box" or the center console or under the seat, you fill in the blank. The moment you tell an officer exactly where your firearm is without being asked, you've done 2 things. You've invited a search conversation, and in some jurisdictions you may have opened the door to a lawful request to retrieve that firearm for the duration of the stop. That sounds technical, but here's what it means in real life. You just gave away information you didn't have to give. And once it's given, you can't take it back. What you say instead is this: "I'm a licensed, lawful carrier. I'm happy to answer your questions and follow your instructions." Then you stop. You wait. You let the officer lead. Less is more. Calm is more. Let the officer ask what they need to ask. Your job at that moment is not to deliver a full inventory of your vehicle. Your job is to be cooperative, clear, and composed. Quick checkpoint, because this next part is the one I promised you. Phrase number 3 is the one that surprises people the most. And here it is. The phrase is, "I have a permit, so it's fine." Here's the thing. Your permit is important. It is a legal document that demonstrates you went through a process. But the phrase, "so it's fine," is doing a lot of dangerous work in that sentence. In most jurisdictions, having a carry permit does not limit an officer's authority to investigate, detain, or ask questions during a traffic stop. The permit tells them you cleared a background process. It does not tell them the stop is over. And when you say "so it's fine," even casually, even friendly, it can come across as dismissive of the officer's authority. That is not the impression you want to make on the side of the road. What you say instead is this: "Here is my carry permit. I'm happy to follow your instructions and answer any questions you have." You present the document. You offer cooperation, and you say nothing more. The permit speaks for itself. You don't need to editorialize it. And one more important reminder here: concealed carry reciprocity and permit laws vary significantly by state. If you're traveling, the permit laws in your home state may not apply where you're driving. Verify this before you travel. We are halfway through the list, and number 4 is something that trips up people who really know their rights. People who've done their research. People who think they're protected. Don't miss this one. The phrase, and it comes in a few different versions, is something like, "I'm just heading to the range," or "I was at a gun store," or "I carry everywhere I go." This is the oversharing trap, and it comes from a genuinely good place. You want to seem normal, relatable, non-threatening. You're a responsible gun owner, and you want the officer to know that. But here's why it matters. Every piece of voluntary information you give is a piece that can be noted, recorded, and potentially used in a way you didn't intend. "I carry everywhere I go," said casually, said friendly, could later be characterized as an admission relevant to a completely different legal question. What you say instead is this: "I prefer to answer only the questions you need for this stop. I'm cooperating fully. You are not being difficult. You are not being hostile. You are exercising a right that courts have broadly recognized, the right not to volunteer information beyond what is required." Calm, polite, and clear. That is the standard. And now we reach phrase number 5. And this one is particularly important because it comes from people who know their rights. People who've watched videos exactly like this one. The phrase is, "Am I being detained? Am I free to go?" Said the right way at the right time. That is a legitimate question in real legal principles. Said the wrong way, aggressive, confrontational, repeated, it can escalate a routine stop into something far more serious. And it can undo every calm, cooperative impression you've built up to that point. Here's why it matters. An officer conducting a lawful traffic stop has the authority to temporarily detain you for the duration of that stop. Demanding to know if you're being detained repeatedly combatively does not legally end the stop. It just makes things worse. What you say instead, and this is about timing and tone just as much as it's about the words, is this: "Officer, I want to cooperate fully. Once we finished here, I just want to make sure I understand what's expected of me. Am I free to go when you're done?" Same question, completely different energy. The right tone turns a confrontation into a conversation. And I'll leave you with this: de-escalation is not weakness. It is strategy. The side of the road is never the place to win a legal argument. That's what courtrooms and attorneys are for. Before we go any further, please consult a qualified attorney before applying any of these phrases to your specific situation. Every stop, every state, every circumstance is different. Now, here's your action plan. Because laws vary by state is not enough on its own. Here's how you actually verify yours. Start by searching your state's official legislature website for your state's concealed carry statute. Look for phrases like duty to inform or mandatory disclosure. From there, find out whether your state is a duty to inform state, meaning you must proactively tell an officer you're carrying, or a no duty to inform state, meaning you only need to disclose if directly asked if you travel across state lines with a firearm. Research reciprocity laws because your home state permit may or may not be recognized in the state you're driving through. Then, check your state attorney general's website or a reputable firearms law organization for a plain English summary. And finally, talk to a licensed attorney in your state who specializes in firearms law. A 30-minute consultation can clarify more than hours of searching online. Let's bring it all together. For phrase number 1, never say "Yes, I have a gun." Say instead, "I am a licensed carrier and I'm cooperating fully. How would you like me to proceed?" For phrase number 2, never say "It's in the glove box." Say instead, "I am a lawful carrier. I'm happy to follow your instructions." For phrase number 3, never say "I have a permit, so it's fine." Say instead, "Here is my carry permit. I'll follow your instructions. For phrase number 4, never volunteer where you're going, where you've been, or how often you carry. Say instead, I prefer to answer only what you need. I'm cooperating fully. And for phrase number 5, never say, am I being detained, in an aggressive or combative tone. Say instead, I want to cooperate fully. Once we're done, am I free to go? The overarching rule across all 5 is this: calm, cooperative, and concise. Those 3 words are your legal armor on the side of the road. Here is the final rule, and I want you to carry this one with you. The roadside is not the courtroom. Your job in those 2 to 5 minutes is not to win. It is to get home safely, legally, and with every option still open to you. The courtroom, if it ever comes to that, is where rights get argued. The roadside is where you protect the right to argue them later. If this video helped you, drop your state in the comments right now and tell me whether you're in a duty to inform state or not. I read every single comment, and it helps me make sure I'm covering the laws that matter to you. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button now. We cover scenarios like this every week in plain English. No legal jargon, no fluff. And if you know someone who carries a spouse, a friend, a family member, share this video with them. It could make a real difference the next time they're pulled over. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Stay legal.